friends, welcome to my humble homestead. Today I am going to continue with the Three Rivers Challenge, a pantry challenge. And in part of me cleaning out my fridge, freezer, and pantry, I'm going to spend some day in my kitchen doing some meal prep, some freezer meals, make-ahead meals that are super easy to do and great to have for things to just pull out for quick meals, quick lunches. Also, on those days where you just don't want to mess up your kitchen, you don't want to cook ahead, you don't have time to cook and you just need something fast, or also to save money, because a lot of us who work just tend to maybe grab some takeout. And if you have seen the prices of takeout lately, this is some great ideas for you. For me, I've been trying to eat more cooking at home, healthy meals. So these are some great, delicious options to have. And personally, I think they taste better than eating out. I had cooked a whole chicken in my slow cooker and I deboned it, took all the chicken off, and in my slow cooker, I have a little bit of the chicken and I am just turning that into some chicken and vegetable soup. And what I will probably do is I'll probably keep like a bowl of that in, and then I'm gonna can up the rest in my pressure canner just to have some more on the shelf. I have plenty of other chicken options, but this will be my 2024 stock just to have some good chicken soup on the shelf in case there's ever any colds, flus, any of that. So I have this chicken here that I'm going to use. We're going to make some Buffalo chicken taquitos that are super easy to pull out of the, to have just as quick lunches. I'm going to make a Mexican black bean and rice casserole that is super easy. We're going to start with that so I can just get that in the freezer. I started by making some rice in my Instapot here, and I had some leftover broth that I needed to use up in my fridge, so that's what I used to make with my rice. And I am just going to use these two glass pans because I can just take these right out of the freezer and I can throw them into an oven and cook them, and they'll be ready to go right away. I just want to spray my pans on the bottom just to have them sprayed so nothing sticks. And then I'm going to fluff this rice up a little bit. I'm just using jasmine rice. You can use whatever rice you want. Now, if you want to keep this keto, there is an option. You can either leave the rice out. You can use cauliflower rice. You can layer the bottom with vegetables, eggplant, different things like that. So there is a way to keep a keto, because I have family members that do that keto low carb. So you can. I do not do keto, but what I do is I do keep my portion smaller. And I do tend to try, cook from scratch and eat healthier. My meats come from farmers, my vegetables come from farmers, and grown by myself the most I can do. We all have our own ways. We eat the best that we can with what we have and what we can find. Just wanted to give the other options out there for all of you, because I know you ask it as well. All right. So we're just going to get a first layer here with just the rice. And making rice in the Instapot is just super easy, everybody. I literally just rinse it in cold water, throw it in the Instapot. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. I like to use my broth. You can use water if you want. And then hit that rice button, and it is perfect every time. I love it. And there's a little bit of rice left over here. I'm going to save that. Use it with one of my other dinners. Okay, and then using up some more of these organic black beans that I have on my pantry shelf, I'm just gonna pour. Now you can also make this very meatless. Leave the chicken out and just do beans if you want to do a meatless meal, save money, or if you are vegetarian. And then I am actually going to put a little bit of chicken. Since I have plenty of beans, I'm not going to use a lot of chicken on this, but I am going to put some chicken over the top. And then I found these green chilies in my freezer that are still a little frozen, so I'm going to munch them up. You can get the can of green chilies if you have them, but I'm just going to put half of these on each of these. Just kind of give it a little bit of a Mexican flavor. Using up what's it? Ooh, yeah, these have some flavor to them. I can smell that already. So I'm just gonna kind of spread these out. But if you don't have them, you can, get the can of diced green chilies. And on top of this, I am going to make a sauce to go over this. And I'm just going to take some sour cream and I'm going to use some of my homemade salsa. This is the smoked salsa that I did, smoked chipotle salsa that I did in one of the videos. I can link that below. Let's put the whole jar in there. Mix it up. And I'm going to pour half over each of these. Now this would be good eaten with chips, with a salad, different options. Oh, that smells super good. And basically I'm going to cover these, put them in the freezer, and when I need a meal, everything's already cooked through. I just am going to have to heat it. This one. And then I will top it with some cheese. And this is an easy Mexican casserole, taco Mexican casserole, if you want a taco night. I mean, that could not have been more easy, right like that. I'm just going to add some cheddar cheese over the top of each of these. And then I'm going to cover them. I'll cover with aluminum foil, and then I will write on it that they just need to be heated, and then I'll cover them, I'll wrap them all completely in plastic, and then I will put them in the oven, because I don't have these ones don't have lids with them. I do have a couple that have lids, but they're being used already. Ta-da! 2, just like that. All right, let me get these covered in the freezer and we'll move on to the next. Okay, so for the next one, I am going to do Buffalo Ranch Chicken Taquitos. So I actually had this block of cream cheese out of the fridge for like an hour to soften. And I am going to throw this in my bowl. To that, I add a half a cup of sour cream. Basically, I'm going to make my ranch dressing in here. Some celery seed, just adding I do have some ranch. I sometimes buy the ranch seasoning at Azure. I don't have any, so I'm just gonna make some here. Salt, so I'm just gonna add the seasonings in here. Oh my gosh, I just realized I had corn. I was gonna add this into my Mexican casserole. Corn was another thing. This, I guess, will go back into the freezer and use for something else. Well, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so I'm gonna mix up this cream cheese, and then to that I'm gonna add 4 cups of chicken. If you guys don't, I like to just buy my chicken and cook it whole. It's a lot cheaper that way, and I like to buy mine from local farmers if I can. The rest can be used for another recipe, and depending on how spicy you like it, I add Frank's red sauce, hot sauce to it. You can use whatever hot sauce you like, but I'm just gonna add. Let me take the top off. That's not going to do any good. But I'm just going to dump about, between a half a cup and a cup. And then I'm going to mix all of this in. I'll probably add some more hot sauce in there because it looks like with all this mixture. And this I'm going to fill up into the tortillas. Now I'm using flour tortillas that actually I'm using corn tortillas. You can use any keto-friendly tortillas if you want to keep this keto-friendly. You can use flour tortillas if you want. And this is what we are going to fill our tortillas with for the chicken buffalo ones. And these you can just grab out of the freezer and you can heat them in the microwave if you need a really super fast lunch. Or I like to put them in the air fryer. They're delicious that way, and they're really fast to heat up that way. This with some celery and carrot, super delicious. So I'm literally just gonna roll these up on a cookie sheet. Like I said, I just got some corn tortillas, but you can use whatever tortillas you want. And then you can flash freeze them. I'm also gonna make some beef ones, and you can flash freeze them. And then I stick them in Ziploc bags, and then I can just grab out however many I want at the time that I make them. Like with the small, I have these small ones because they're corn tortillas. So I would probably eat like 3 of these with a salad. And I just flash freeze them like this. So I'm just gonna roll these up, and then we will go on to the next recipe. See you soon. Super easy. Look at how easy and fast these are. On to the next. All right, so now that I have those flash freezing, I want to move on to a couple of marinades. I have some orange marmalade. So this one I'm going to do an orange marmalade marinade. I am going to do this for some pork. I have some pork chops and a marinade, and my meat is still frozen. So I'm literally going to put these in the freezer bag. So I am actually going to do one with a pork shoulder roast. I thought that would be really good either in the Instapot or the slow cooker. And the other one I'm going to do with some pork chops. Now, I know some of you don't eat pork. I think this would be really good over chicken. You could do it over beef as well. But I have a lot of pork since I did get a half a pig. So I thought this would be good to try it this way. So I'm going to make the double of the recipe here. For the marmalade, I am going to use a whole jar. If I was just doing one recipe, I would use a half. There we go. Then I am going to chop up 2 jalapenos. And you can do it however to your spice, to your liking. And I am going to just toss those right in there, seeds and all. To that, I am actually going to put the juice of an orange. And I'm going to add, remember I'm doubling it, so I'm going to add 4 tablespoons. Coconut aminos, you can use soy sauce, but I don't do soy myself, so I'm just going to do some coconut aminos. So I'm going to do about 4 of these. Some garlic. You can use garlic powder if you want, but I'm going to use a little bit of fresh garlic. About a tablespoon I put in there. A little salt. And I'm going to mix this up here and see how it is. And since there's no meat in here, I'm going to taste it. Okay, so got a kick to it. I'm going to add, I zested this lemon for my overnight oats, and so I'm going to add a little lemon here. Okay. Yeah, it definitely, that has got some spice to it. You guys might want to back off of the jalapenos if you don't like spice. All right, so now I'm going to just divide this between my 2, without making this massive mess, recipes here. This one is not keto friendly. Just to let you know, with the marmalade in there. No, not. It looks so good, I wanted to try it. And just like that, I have 2 more full meals, which will be several meals for me. So these are gonna go right into the freezer. And then on with, I'm just gonna do some honey mustard chicken because I really like it. I know I've made it before, but it's super easy. And I'm going to make that one for you and show you how to do that one. Now for the very last one, I have 4 chicken breasts here, and I have some stone ground mustard. I'm actually not a huge mustard fan. Like, I don't like mustard on my hot dogs or hamburgers, anything like that. But I really like this chicken. I'm going to take, and I'm just going to make this in the bag. Less mess, even though I will be doing dishes after this. So I'm going to take about half of this in here. I am going to be using up this honey, which is starting to get hard. Dump some in here. About a half a cup honey. This one also is not keto friendly since we have the honey in there. There we go. I got my honey at one of the local farmers markets here. And then I'm going to put a little bit of garlic in there and about a half a cup of oil. You can use whatever oil you want. I'm just going to use avocado oil. About a half a cup in there. Little salt and a little pepper. And that is it. Just like that. These are easy to kind of mix up since they're not frozen yet, but they are going to go into the freezer. This can be taken out. I make it on the grill, which is good. You can air fry it. You can just fry it, bake it. And this is one of my favorites. So delicious. So simple. Just like that, I have a pot of soup going. We have the Buffalo Taquitos. We have 2 of the marmalade, orange, and we have this honey mustard chicken. Just like that, super fast. That's going to be several dinners that I am not going to have to cook and make dishes for. And there's actually even some of the buffalo chicken mix left over that would make good if you like sandwiches. I'm going to send it off with the neighbors because I couldn't wrap any more of those. I had so many wrapped, and they can have sandwiches. So this made so much food, you guys. And I will show you as I pull these out and cook them, like I tend to try to do. But yeah, cleaning out the pantry, making super easy meals, eating at home, saving money, and trying to get healthier. All right, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Be blessed. Have a great day. Bye.